$1,358 to $1,357 flat universal Social Security benefit. Have you heard about this? Well, I have all the details for you in this video. Let's get right into it. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as this information continues to change very, very rapidly right now. I'm watching everything and doing all the research so that you don't need to, and I distill it down into these short videos, which I deliver a few times each and every day so that you can get the latest updates hot off the wire as they're being released. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any videos going forward, as things are changing very, very fast right now. All right, thank you so much. Let's get right into the video. All right, so yet again, we have another great idea circling around out there right now to increase the solvency of the Social Security trust funds and make sure that benefits are more equal across the board for those lower income individuals. What they're calling it is a flat universal Social Security benefit. Maybe you've heard about this, very interesting, but this is out there once again circling around, and I want to discuss all the details on this. And realistically, after I give you the details on this, I would love to, if you're comfortable sharing, I want to know what you think about this. Do you like this idea, or do you think, no way, keep it out of here, we do not like this idea at all? But let me get into it and share with you the ideas behind this flat universal Social Security benefit. So here's what's going on. If you're somebody currently receiving Social Security benefits, whether it's retirement or Ssdi, Social Security disability, or survivor's benefits, for the most part, the vast majority of people are receiving a very different benefit. Now, of course, just by default, because there are about 65 million beneficiaries receiving these benefits, probably some people are receiving the exact same benefit. But for the most part, just about everybody is receiving a different benefit. It's all based on the number of work credits that you have and the number of years that you paid into Social Security taxes, as well as how much you actually paid into Social Security taxes. There's this formula that goes into it to determine how much your benefits are, but it's based on a variety of factors. So, with all of that being said, basically what they want to do with this new idea of a flat universal Social Security benefit is over a long period of time basically equal out benefits for everybody, so that everybody essentially in a very long time from now will be receiving the exact same flat universal Social Security benefit. So let me explain this a little bit more here. So basically what they want to do is they want to raise benefits for the lower income beneficiaries. So right now, I do know, because I've seen it down in the comments section, some of you might be receiving $560 or $820 or $921 or anywhere thereabout. At the same time, on the other side of the spectrum, there may be people out there receiving $3,800, $3,500, $3,100, or $2,500, things like this. So the whole idea behind this is to eventually, over a long period of time, flatten out these benefits. And here's how they would do it. It'd basically be like a little bit of a ratcheting system. So on the lower end of the spectrum, those individuals below the median monthly benefit would basically be ratcheted up a little bit each and every year. Meanwhile, those people on the higher end, above the average or median monthly benefit, would actually be ratcheted down a little bit. And then again, over many, many years, basically what would happen is the higher income or higher benefit individuals would be brought down, and the lower income or benefit individuals would be brought up, eventually meeting in the middle at equilibrium, and then everybody would get the same benefit going forward. Interesting concept, right? Well, as we know right now, a lot of lawmakers and the different people out there are trying to figure out what is the best solution going forward to make sure that Social Security will be around for many more years to come, that the trust fund stays solvent, as in can continue to pay out guaranteed monthly benefits going forward, and all of these different ideas. And this is just another one floating around. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned a couple dollar amounts, $1,358 and $1,657. What do these mean? Well, right here in 2022, the average Social Security disability Ssdi beneficiary is receiving, according to the numbers, again, I'd like to meet this person, but these are the numbers that are being tossed around out there right now. According to all the statistics and everything that they're giving us, the average Ssdi beneficiary right here this year is receiving $1,358 per month. Again, I can't say that I've ever seen anybody in the comments section say that they receive SSDI at that level. Again, I'm not asking for a benefit amount, so please don't share it with me. It's not my business or anybody else's business, but I'm just saying that seems like a very high SSDI benefit. But that's what they are saying. Now, again, this would be the average as of right now, right? So basically what it would be is anybody below this 1358, and again, this is something that would happen over long periods of time, many, many years, but essentially that is the average benefit. Therefore, the flat universal Social Security benefit for SSDI beneficiaries would be somewhere around that mark. And again, that number does adjust each and every year because the averages are always going up. Well, for the most part anyway, because more people coming in, drawing on benefits, as well as the cost of living adjustment also bumping that up, that average a little bit each and every year. So as of right now, if they were to bring together a flat universal Social Security benefit as of right now, that's about where the number would hit. So basically anybody below that number would be brought up, and anybody above that number would be brought kind of down into that general range. Kind of makes sense? So let me tell you that other number, $1,657. Now, as of right now, in 2022, that is the average Social Security retirement benefit on a monthly basis. Again, I haven't seen anybody in the comment section receiving that amount. I'm sure there's a few people out there, but basically what this tells me is that if that is the average benefit according to the research, the statistics, all the information that we're given out there right now, that would make me feel like there's probably a lot of people out there receiving $3,000, $3,500, or even more dollars than that each and every month to actually average it all out to make sure that it hits at that $1,657 each and every month, right? Now again, these are all averages. So basically what they do is they take the total number of dollars going out on a monthly basis, they add it all up, and they divide it by the number of beneficiaries, and that's how you get an average, right? So that's all that they're doing there to get these averages. But again, same thing would go for the Social Security retirement benefit. Again, this is the average as of this year, and it does adjust each and every year because of, again, the number of beneficiaries drawing on benefits, new beneficiaries, and based on what their benefit is. If it's above, well, then it helps ratchet that number up. If it's below, well then again, it's going to help ratchet that number down a little bit. The cost of living adjustment also comes into play. We're raising benefits a little bit. So by default, generally that number continues to rise a little bit each and every year based on a number of different factors. But again, if they were to implement this flat universal Social Security benefit today, which again, it's not going to happen today. Let me talk through that here in just a second in a little bit more detail, but this is basically where it would hit. So basically anybody under the 1657 would kind of be brought up to about that equilibrium, whereas anybody above would slowly be brought down again to about that equilibrium. So let me talk through this a little bit more here. So according to the proposals and what is being discussed, this is something that would likely take place over many decades. In fact, they're saying about 30 years is the time frame in which that they would actually implement this, simply because it would be a very, very slow process. Maybe a quarter of a percentage each and every year. It's a fraction of a percentage. It could be a dollar amount, something like this. But over long periods of time, and maybe, a 0.5%, a quarter percent, something like this, over 10, 20, 30 years or something like that, eventually they would come together and the lower benefits would be brought up a little tiny bit each and every year. The higher benefits would be brought down a little tiny bit each and every year. And eventually, maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, they would all be brought together and hit equilibrium, which would be the exact same number every single month. Make sense? Very interesting concept. So I'm curious to hear from you. Again, only if you're comfortable sharing, but I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of this concept? Do you like it or what? Because remember, too, if you're receiving Social Security benefits, you're getting the amount that you get on a monthly basis based on the number of years that you worked, right? The work credits that you accumulated, as well as how much you paid in of Social Security taxes during your working years, right? So benefits range all over the board. So a lot of people feel like, hey, I earned these benefits. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's it's kind of one of those controversial topics. Again, I'm not here to take sides. I'm simply here to tell you the details of everything going on right now. So I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about this idea. I would anticipate if you're receiving a benefit below maybe the average benefit, you'd probably think, hey, I love it. This is a great idea, right? I would love for my benefits to be ratcheted up a little bit each and every year and meet somewhere in the middle. Meanwhile, at the same time, we could probably anticipate, again, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I'm just saying, if somebody's receiving a $3,800 benefit or, something like that, a $3,500 benefit, and them coming out and they recognize their benefit's going to be lowered by, a percent, quarter of a percent, a dollar amount each and every year, so that eventually over long periods of time they can meet in the middle, they might think, I don't love this idea. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not here to put words in anybody's mouth. I'm simply here just to tell you this is what I'm finding, and a very interesting concept. But the whole concept and the whole idea behind this is to make sure that Social Security remains solvent for longer periods of time. And ultimately, one thing that we continue to hear a lot about right now is social equity, right? We've been hearing this a lot right now. These are not my words. These are the words that we hear out there so much right now. We've got to make it equitable, right? We hear this so much out there. So this would just be another way to kind of level the playing field when it comes to Social Security benefits. However, this is the one program that we do understand, again, like other programs out there, where your benefit is directly related to what you've contributed, right? So a lot of people are very defensive about their benefit because you feel like, hey, I earned this. This is my benefit. I earned this, and I want my full benefit, right? So anyway, I'm just kind of curious what you have to say about this. So I'd be very curious to read through all the comments section. Again, only if you're interested in sharing. But again, if you want to share that down below, I'd love to hear from it. But again, this is just another idea floating around out there right now to make sure that Social Security can remain functioning and paying out guaranteed benefits for many, many more years to come. But again, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. No, that would be kind of interesting, right? Could you imagine waking up one day and all of a sudden, like, they flip a switch overnight and be like, hey, welcome, you just boosted your benefits by 100%. And those people are receiving a higher benefit. Hello, welcome. You just got your benefits reduced by 50%. You know what I mean? So no, this is not going to be happening overnight. And realistically, we don't even know if this is going to happen at all. But just another one of these concepts, another idea floating around out there right now. In a way that they could make benefits a little bit more equitable, as in flat across the board for everybody just to receive the same benefit going forward, and just kind of level the playing field. At the same time, here's one other side note, kind of very interesting. We've been talking a lot lately about universal basic income and guaranteed basic income. Does it sound a little bit familiar? The same benefit going out to every single person every month? I don't know. Sounds like a very interesting concept that we've explored before, right? Again, just saying, right? So anyway, hope this one helps you out. Again, I will continue watching everything very, very closely. As I get more details on anything out there right now, I'll be right here for you, giving you the latest details and breaking it all down in any way that I can. Leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. I'd love to read what you have to say. So again, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,200 videos right here on the channel. Enjoy your day, and please remember, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be each and every day. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the next update.